What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition to the Pot of Gumbo Podcast. I'm your host, Reggie Wells. It's a lot going on. I appreciate everybody who's been rocking with me over these last few months. Some of you have seen me at my strongest, and some of you have seen me under real pressure. Either way, thank you for staying with me. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. So all these are episodes that we do, but for the first one, I hope that I calmed down and was paused at what I was trying to deliver. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My goal isn't just to tell stories. My goal is to leave you with something you can use when this episode is over. So today's conversation is simple. Everybody wants freedom, but very few people are willing to become disciplined enough to keep it. Now, growth and development is it's a season, right? And it's a life seasoning that you have an indeterminate sentence on growth and development. You get what I'm saying? Think about it, because I'm thinking about it, right? People say they want financial freedom, they want peace, they want a better relationship. We want better careers. We want to own our own businesses. You know what? A lot of us want to leave a legacy, but don't know how to. So even with me losing 30 years of my life in prison, that ain't it. That's definitely not it. Excuse me. That's not it, right? And I see what's going on with entertainers that's fortunate that came from the same system, maybe from a kind of different walk, but its principles are the same. You know, right is right and wrong is wrong, regardless. Pain is pain, right? A mistake is a mistake, right? A severity has levels, right? But when it's dealing with the black community, that severity is always at a 10. One thing these last few months taught me is this: everybody has a microphone, but not everybody has a message. So, this is why I'm saying if you want to be rewarded, right, be rewarded by the right characters and be accepted by the right group of people that got and have your best interest, right? Regardless how long that you met them. But discipline is priceless, right? And we had to learn that because we lost 30 years or more, or 10 years or more, 5 years or more inside of a penal institution just because we choose to do illegal activities. See, prison taught me something that applies whether you've ever been incarcerated or not. Freedom isn't just about walking outside, right? So I want y'all to know that. Yeah, freedom isn't just about walking outside. Freedom starts with controlling yourself, right? If you can't control your emotions, then it's all bad, right? It's all bad. I'm telling you, man, that's scary because it's a different feelings when you can't control your own emotions. And that's the same thing if you can't control spending, habits, recreation. So if you can't do that, then that means you are not really free. You see where I'm going with this? This is always the pot of gumbo. And I'm gonna tell you, man, we gonna mix it up, man. There's a lot of spices in this, man. And when you get this hook, we gonna catch you. And we gonna have you thinking. And I want you to think more. Because we gonna think. All right now. So you're just living without bars, right? See, I live behind doors. And my room is like about 2 rooms and a quarter of prison cells. You could make 3 cells out of this. If if I utilize this one room, I can bunk 10 to 12 men in here with a toilet, sink, and enough room to put a desk. And they content. We lock the door and feed them. That's how we live, right? And I'm looking and I'm thinking about we just living without bars, right? The last few months tested me, right? Because it was the month of Ramadan and I never did what I did. Fall to the dunya and give that 100% of my total understanding, knowledge, wisdom. And it's like, what the LL for the love of God, right? So bills, rent, insurance, car payments, disappointment, stress. Let me see what else. This even was mornings when I didn't even feel like just even recording. That's why a prince amongst men got stagnated because I wasn't praying. I wasn't doing things that I was obligated to do. That's permissible within my deen, right? Or under the deen. So there was days that, it stagnated me creatively. I mean, creatively. It just it twisted me whereas that my energy was so off. I was off balance, right? And there were moments when it would have been easier for me to just take like OG Shabazz say 3 to 30 seconds and just think about it. And I didn't fall into it because I always do that. And like I said, I'm not gonna be redundant over principles and say why, right? But discipline doesn't ask how you feel. That's my thing. So, if discipline don't ask me how I'd feel, then I got to figure it out. I got to figure this to freak out, you know? And y'all know I like to cuss. So I'm stumbling over my words because, my I like to, you know, cuss. Not for reasons to be potty mouth, but you get what I'm saying. Discipline doesn't ask you how you feel. This is what discipline asks. Right? Let me scratch my head for a second. What needs to get done today? That's what discipline asks us all. I'm telling you right now. Discipline asks us that. What do you need to get done today, brother or sister, or however discipline is catering to this being, right? That's the difference between successful people and people who stay stuck. You get what I'm saying? So I want y'all to follow me because when we go live on IG, we're gonna talk about this. You know what I mean? And I hope y'all go to the channel and watch the YouTube channel and get a more understanding and sit down and really listen to this. Successful people don't wait until they motivated. Do you understand what I'm saying? Successful people don't wait until they are motivated. They don't. We don't. I try not to. Broke, rich, dying, and sick. So I don't do that, right? And I try not to, right? Because it crushes me, right? What we do is build habits. I build a routine, right? I try to build a system, and a system that will carry me and my family and team or village or whoever I'm guiding with the responsibility of a thought, of an idea that I can create the things that create the thought, right? This system will carry us on for the days, right? Our emotions won't. So this is what I'm saying. This is how I think, and this is how I believe others may think when you are leadership and you're a gatekeeper. I think the systems that we create will carry us and our villages on the days that our emotions won't. Because once we let our emotions get intact, right? I don't give a LL about the village or nobody. I don't see nothing but, man, it's going down because at the end of the day, you going in the casket by yourself, not with the group of the village that we take. So, yes, we human beings, so we have emotions, but different characters like myself that live and die for the team, right? I do not let my emotions supersede my intelligence, right? Another lesson learned is this: every argument, right, costs something, right? I'm gonna let you know that, right? Every argument costs something. Every distraction costs something. Every hour spent trying to prove yourself to people who already made up their minds. For the love of God. Listen, right? Because I'm trying to think, because I'm usually on IG for hours from 7 in the morning to 7 at night going in, right? So I just think and I just go, right? So is an hour you could have spent building your future, right? More important than an hour that you wasted either scrolling on social media, looking at frivolous, degenerate acts, or things that just because we all do it, even me, and I apologize. You know what I mean? So if the shoe fit, wear it, because I take it. And I'm saying I'd be like a needle in my arm with some hair on, like, man, I'm just watching, like, you get stuck. But I'm also trying to be creative with a thought saying that what I can do to have people doing the same thing that I'm doing to watch it, right? So is an hour you could have spent building your future. If I had to ask myself a hard question, right? Right? And I'm thinking because I have to think, like I said, I usually be but I'm it's a time frame that I have, right? So I had to ask myself a hard question. Do I want to be right? Right? Do I want to be right? Or do I want to build something that lasts? Because usually, right? because we usually can't do both at the same time, right? We can't, right? So even though I did a substantial amount of time in prison, whereas that is structured and the discipline of that institution it's more controlled movement that allows you to be paused and understand that you have 10 minutes to go to point A, point B, and it's structured. So you're doing this for 30 and 10 years straight. It's a robot routine. But out here in society, it's different. They can't do that control movement like that, right? So some people are addicted to let me see, attention, right? Some people are addicted to attention. But see, me, I had to grow up to understand that I'd rather become addicted to progress. The older I got in prison, right, the more I understand and understood something, strategy, right? That's that. Let me think about that. It became a silent strategy, right? So not every opinion deserves a response. Not every opinion deserves a response. And not every insult deserves your energy. Did you understand what I said? Not every insult deserves your energy. And not every invitation deserves your presence. See, that's another thing. Everybody want to be on everybody's scene, right? But everybody want to talk about everybody. Everybody want to use everybody up until that moment. Sometimes the strongest move a man can make is staying focused. See, I almost messed up, right? Just because I thought that somebody that had platforms like I'm creating that's already established could know how to control a conversation or maybe a misunderstanding, and they did not. Like I said, the strongest move a man can make is staying focused. And by staying focused, I could have been complaining, but I ain't like I said, I'm not a complainer. I'm just a either get down or lay down type of guy, right? And by me being that, right, it's like you gotta be careful, son. Right? Instead, I'm recording another episode. You see what I'm saying? That's the beauty of this. Recording another episode, trying to figure out how to creatively break down my A Prince Amongst Men novel. And also I have a Prince Amongst Men movie that was the first original to the book. And I created that book from the movie. So now I'm breaking it down and sharing it with you guys on Instagram and Facebook as a webisode. So hopefully it's deserving, and I'm revising the initial manuscript so I can kind of clean up a few things. So we're gonna have it back. It's a lot of things that I'm about to do. Is that we got this? I got this office. It's gonna be virtual that you're gonna be able to walk into and sit in the library. You're gonna be able to talk to me in the library, or you could be in one of my other departments while you're playing chess, right? So this is what we do, and I'll be able to teach you or show you how I created this script that maybe still be on the shelf of my shelf in my library that hasn't been produced. Um, so like I said, staying focused. So instead, I could have been complaining, but I'm back because I had to take advice from others that was saying, yo, this is draining, right? Get back. That's the mindset that you live and you have peace with. Prison taught me how to survive. Life is teaching me how to build. And there is a difference. Right? There's a difference. Survival keeps you alive, right? I want y'all to know that. Survival keeps you alive. Building gives your life definitely a purpose, right? And you gotta honor that. You know what I mean? And we don't want to wait until our physical get in a crisis and now we want to pay attention to life. So whatever you are today, ask yourself this question. What am I building? Am I building discipline? Am I building discipline? I, think about it. Am I building peace? Am I building my family? Am I building my business? Am I trying to get to the bag? Am I building my bag, man? I need the bag, B. We need a bag. We all need a bag. If you really got responsibilities, if you got children, you need a bag. Alhamdulillah. Let's talk about it. Man. Cut it out, B. Word up. And then you got to ask yourself, are you building a future? Or am I spending all my energy reacting to things that won't matter a year from now? I caught myself. I'm saying, Wells, what's wrong with you, Wells? You didn't live the life. You didn't live the life of Rockefeller in the underworld and everything else, man. I don't complain about nothing. I'm saying broke, rich, down, and sick, man. I'm going to carry my character with a great responsibility of integrity. And that's just facts. Because of our habits today, we introduce more new things of agitation. Let me think about this, right? Into our future. So, because of our habits, right, this is going to lead, this that seed that grows. And then you can't pick the sucker off the stem because in real life, you can't pick your skin. You can't pick a stem that you know that's going to destroy the whole branch. I appreciate every one of you that's supporting this journey, a structure that we need to rekindle and build. Because in a minute, we are them elders, or gonna be them elders. Then we have people that just touch the elder because we don't. Our parents are not here no more. A lot of us, right? Great grandmothers, right? It's no structure. It's no family love. It's no, I can't run to granny. I can't run to this. My mom's, my auntie. It's nobody here. So all you listen to is rappers. You listen to, if now we got these phones and all the social media. You listen to all of everybody. Everybody is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But hopefully, right? If this conversation gave you something to think about, excuse me, subscribe to the channel. Share this episode with somebody who needs it and leave a comment below. This is a Pot of Gumbo podcast. I'm Reggie Wells. And remember, don't let temporary distraction steal permanent opportunities, right? And I want you to really understand that. Do not let temporary distractions steal permanent opportunities. I'll see you in the next episode. Every day I wake up, I have to decide with two choices. I can relive my past or I can build my future. I'm choosing to build. I hope you choose the same. I'm Reggie Wells.